Hey guys, Fishy here, and time for another live troll hunt. And this one is going to be fun. Oh, I am excited about this one, and here is why. When I went today to check on some of my spreadsheets, I found out that things have been happening. Pages have been coming down, and websites have been coming down, and so we are going to run through them today just so we can celebrate a little bit and enjoy the idea that some of these fakers, long-standing fakers in some cases, are coming down finally. So let's take a look. Now, one of the reasons I am on my own page today instead of on the Unfakery page, again, I'm trying to let more people know what I'm doing, what it is that kind of happens behind the scenes at Unfakery. So we're going to use this account this week for this live troll hunt. We may change it back or do another one later in the week on the Unfakery page, but I want all the people to know where it is that we're doing our stuff, where it is that they can find the things that I'm involved in. And some people just really don't know yet, I suppose, or pay any attention to the page, which I understand, but I need to make sure that people are checking that out, seeing what we're up to, following us, and seeing how that goes, and learning about the efforts that we're making to get rid of fakery. It's hard to explain sometimes to people what it is that I do. A lot of people just think I sit on the internet and just research everybody and everything, and it's kind of like that sometimes. Hang on one second while I put this on, let's see, on the Unfakery page so people can find it. All right, share now. Good, we're good. A lot of it is kind of digging into some of the strange things that you would find, things that just tickle the back of your brain, maybe, that don't look right. And that's what I do. I try to tease those out and figure out what's going on. Almost all of this started from one profile that I recognized as kind of being weird and funky. And I dug it up and I found 70 more weird and funky profiles through that. This was way back in the beginning of the year. And since then, we've come so far. We've literally got hundreds of profiles finally taken off of Facebook, fake profiles. We have dug into dozens of fake Ellen DeGeneres profiles, and we have dug up Tyler Perry fakes and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson fakes and all this stuff. And it's time to do a little review, show you kind of the basics of what I've been up to. So this is a set of pages that I keep track of, suspect and foreign run pages. And I have on one tab a whole bunch of websites, and I have another tab, a whole bunch of Facebook pages. And what I did with these is I took these titles of these pages, I tracked the account or the actual link to it and the accounts, the profiles that were sharing it, so I could sort of see who was pushing what. And as I did that, I would find out Romania, Albania, Pakistan, this sort of thing. I found a lot of, Eastern Europeans, a lot of Indians, a lot of Pakistanis, different places. Foreigners were trying to influence Americans. So I started, again, tracking and tracking and tracking. When I would catch a fake profile sharing something, I would make sure I was tracking that web page, and then I could see what was going on. And when I found a fake profile sharing a page, a theme page of some sort, I would make sure I was checking that out too. And so you could see here, there's a lot of these that are crossed out. And when they're crossed out, it means those are no longer there. There was a short-lived Barron Trump page. Let's take a look at it real quick. And this is what happens when they've been gone. You just see, sorry, this content isn't available right now. They don't tell you that it's gone for good or that it's been removed for good. They just say it's not available right now, which is also the screen you get if they're just checking something out and then they're going to put it back up. So just so you know, it's not ever definitive, but that's what I'm looking at. So of all these Donald Trump related pages, America for Trump, Conservatives US, I stuck there. I love my president, Donald J. Trump, or Ivanka Trump. All these pages, there's only a few that remain, like Ivanka, this page. And what I started doing was checking how many people were liking it and how fast it was growing. And these Ivanka Trump pages don't seem to be growing very quickly, and Facebook will take them down before they get a whole bunch of traffic behind them. But look at these profiles that were sharing that. A whole bunch of those have been taken down too. So, and when we look, we see over to the right, which I can scroll there, we can see Pakistan, Macedonia, Pakistan, India, Kosovo, Albania. We see a lot of that. This is the racket that they're running. They are taking these profiles, using them, maybe using different people's profiles, maybe paying the people that are behind those profiles to actually share this content. And then these pages get traffic in Trump-related groups, because these are all, of course, Trump dedicated pages. And let's take a look at this one, Trump 2020. When we look at it, we'll get an idea of what these kind of pages do, what they're about. This one has only 229 people following, 225 sharing, or actually liking it. This is a bunch of hashtags and some vote red exhortations. There's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but I have a suspicion that this page is run by people overseas. Don't know for sure, but I'm checking it out. It made it to my list. So that's typically what you see, some red meat stuff, and it looks like it might be, some of it might be legitimate. You just don't know. Trump 2020, I didn't necessarily track who it was that was posting that. But a whole bunch of these names we've already seen, they're from overseas. And then there's the Native American bunch. We've seen these a lot, and it's almost exclusively Kosovo. There's one Switzerland, but Kosovo, Albania, Serbia. All of those pages that I've listed here, Cherokee Native American, Indigenous People of America, these various Native American sites, all run out of Kosovo. And today I found out Sioux Native Americans, which was somewhere in the 40,000 range, if I'm not mistaken, came down today. And checking this out, this is a little preview for tomorrow, we'll look at Native American Apache. Now, it sounds wonderful, right? Notice the link to Native American Apache. And it pops up that little window, chat window. It's probably the second one that they've done this way, and they're trying to keep track. But here's what we see. It's got 68,000 shares to it. And if we go here on the left and we do info and ads and we catch that, this is what pops up. Over here under page information, 3 Serbian managers, 2 Kosovo managers, and 1 Germany manager of this page. Incredible. People who are interested in Native American and Apache issues and who like this page probably don't know that it's run by people out of Serbia and Kosovo. But what's happening is as I post these particular pages that I've been looking at and post pictures of this, pictures of that tab there, it turns out that Facebook is managing to delete these. I didn't expect this to happen, but this is the way it's happening. Amazingly, what's happening, you can see that, in fact, I'll go to the unfakery page and show you what I'm talking about. I don't think I put the links to these actual ones themselves, but I can show you the pictures, the screenshots that I took. And we can see, okay, yeah, here we go. We're going to go run through these really quickly so you can see the pages that were and are no more. So the first one that I posted was this. This is Heroes America, the the Heroes America page. It's got wounded officers. It's got military people. It's got 40,000 likes on it. And then when we look at that info and ads tab, we get Kosovo and Serbia for where it comes from. When I go there now to Heroes America, which I can do by scrolling down my sheet here, all the way to the bottom. Let's see, Heroes America right here. It's a link ending in 6010, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look on the page and see if that's up there. 6010, yep. When I click on it, Heroes America, it is, drum roll please, gone. There's that error message we were talking about. It's amazing. And I just posted this yesterday, just yesterday evening, 7:30, just a little bit over a day ago, and this thing came down. That was pretty interesting. When I go further down the page, or further up the page closer, there's this one. This one is still there. Kosovo K9 Dogs Officer. Right there, 58,000 people like it. And when we go to info and ads, 2 Kosovo page owners. It's incredible. But this is K9 Dogs Officer. It doesn't necessarily say it's US based, but it's targeted, shared, and fed to Americans. So I'm calling it as US based. And we can look at that K9 Dogs Officer, click that one, and it's still up. But again, that's maybe only for a little while, depending on what Facebook determines. One day I'm going to do a show about recommendations and reviews. This one has 128 recommendations to it, and they're all recommending the videos of the dogs, not the people behind the page, which I think people should review. But we'll get to that another time. But I did want you to know, K9 Dogs Officer is still up, but a lot of the other ones that I've been looking at are coming down. Let's see, the next one here was Support Police Officers. This one had 40,000 people liking, a whole bunch more following, and Info and Ads tab shows us Kosovo and Germany. And since some people from Kosovo have moved to different places, it's entirely possible that it is all Kosovans doing it, just some of them happen to live in Germany. I mean, that's where jobs are too, right? So, and I think that might be what's going on. And there are more. Let's see, we've already checked that one about the Native American ones. What was it called? Native American Apache. I have a feeling that one will come down within the next day. But I went through my sheet and I started looking for the ones that I had been tracking before. Here's American People. When I look at American People, page not found. That thing is gone. That's a different message than we got before, but it's gone. Here's American Voice. It should still be up, but we'll take a quick look at it. And then I wanted to move on to the next thing I wanted to talk about. But here we have 24,000 people. This is probably the lowest account I've seen that has foreign information tagged on it. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, sorry, I have that one wrong. I cannot prove yet that that is a foreign run page, but I've got it tagged here because I know that it's over 20,000. If it's in the 5 digits, I'm going to start looking at it carefully because somebody's actively pushing it. I Love America probably does have the tag, though, because that's a bigger page. Let's take a look. How many? Nope, only 11,000 for I Love America. So probably not got that information displayed yet. And I don't know why, because by the time a page is that big, it probably deserves some attention. One of the bad pages that Sarah at Exploiting the Niche had talked about was Walk with Time America. Sarah, who's in chat right now, can explain more about what she found there, but she was finding serious inauthentic behavior, reported it on her video, and I think it's Sarah that has got Walk with Time America taken down. So a feather in Sarah's cap right there. I don't know anybody else who had even noticed that page was around, except Sarah. And then she made a video, and almost immediately after posting that, it's gone. Let's see, all about the cops. Now this stuff is really sketchy to me because Facebook just this week took down a bunch of sites that were aimed at people on the left that were ginning up our arguments, rage, indignation over certain issues that are dear to the left generally. And Facebook took a bunch of them down. Now, they had taken down some right-leaning pages recently, but this time they had a whole bunch of left-leaning pages that went down, like Black Lives Matter related pages, things like that, women issues related pages. But this is what we're seeing on the right. We're seeing things, a whole bunch of pages like this out of Kosovo, out of Serbia, such like, goodness, I didn't mean to change that. I meant to change this. You can see Pakistan, Philippines, Africa pages, more of those. A lot of these cop pages, cop-related pages, are coming out of India, not necessarily Macedonia. So, oh, well, because we're looking at the wrong page, sorry. Okay, I'm going to get this right. I'm going to get this. No, it's all Kosovo and Albania. All right. All the cop pages are coming out of Macedonia and places like that. All Lives Matter, all about the cops. Weird named pages like Police Law Defenders and Police Symbol of Law and Police Loyal to the Law, I think was one of them. Yeah, all these weird named pages finally getting taken out. All of them from Kosovo. Almost every one. And then you find animal pages. We had a whole bunch of animal pages. Let's look at Animals Have Soul. We can look at that one. Animals Have Soul. If we look there, we'll see how many people there are in this page. 299,000 pages, or people that like it. And it's only recommended by 11 people. That is interesting. And they're doing it in Spanish mostly, which is interesting. And again, this one not necessarily anything weird or strange or detrimental about it, but it's out of India and it is being targeted by two Americans to get their likes and clicks. And Sarah's explained before that sometimes these groups will build up a page and then sell it. It'll change the name, it'll change everything on it except the link. It'll still have the same link, or maybe they've even been able to change the link. I don't know. But that's why this information here is interesting, because Facebook now tells you on most pages whether the page name has changed or not, if it was something else before. And so that's interesting information to have when you're tracking these kind of pages. So this one came from India. Then we can look down at I Love Animals, which I think is big enough to have that designation on it. We'll see. It might not be. Yeah, 250,000 people. It's going to have the designation on it. I Love Animals. Previously named Like If You Love Native American, and previously named We Love Animals. So you can see through here the page history. They're going to tell you what it used to be. Used to be Native American related, and then changed to animal related, and it's out of Kosovo. So they're mining different interests with these pages. But so many Americans are following this because following these pages because they're cute. I mean, what could you possibly have against I Love Animals, cute little animals? It's just that that's not necessarily where this is going to be headed. And people have a difficult time understanding how Kosovans are mining their interest and their clicks and their likes. And it's to go to places like websites like this. I don't know what necessarily this website is, but this page is seeming like it's made to been built to drive people to this website. A whole bunch of dog and animal link pictures and links, but it's all built to send traffic here, which is probably where they make their money. Let's go to that site really quickly, and we'll turn off the ad blocker, and we will see what kind of tracking we get on this site. What kind of ads, what they have there. It'll be interesting. Oh, and Sarah does bring up an interesting point in chat. She says the likes do stick. even if the name changes. So changing the name doesn't start them and reset them back at 0. Changing the name means they get to keep that audience unless somebody realizes that that page changed. They'll stick around. How often do you dig through your likes and see whether you've liked everything that's on there? Or maybe you've looked through your likes and you see stuff you never liked. Well, chances are you did, but somebody might have taken that and changed it. All right, so here's where some sponsored links are. That's where some advertising is hidden. All of these definitely are a very high ad clutter factor. It's really, these are all things that are, again, said to click, and then they make money off them. When you see the word taboola here, that's one of these things. Some of the guys sent me a video from work that was called it was about chum boxes, and that's what these are. That's what you see, these weird headlines through these websites. Those are chum boxes where they put these kind of sponsored content stuff. So even though it doesn't necessarily have an ad like, say, for Home Depot or Walmart, it has ads. All of this is ads. And so every time somebody clicks on something like this, it's going to profit them. And that's what's going on here. This entire site with this tiny little bit of article up here with a bear video, all of this is advertising underneath it. All of that. So just so you know, there is a bunch of profit in this stuff. That's what's going on with these guys on this page. So you know. Now, not only did I track Facebook pages of these different things, animals and cops and law enforcement and military, Americana type pages where just, I love America, or USA supports, pages that are made to look like they're supposed to be in the US, American Revolution, American Voice, all of those. And then you had, celebrity pages. Some of these celebrity pages went down hard after gaining a lot of an audience. And again, I've showed you the Native American ones and the Trump ones. I've tracked all of these because I thought it was a better way to keep an eye on who was pushing this content. And maybe some of these have been removed, maybe get them deleted, maybe get Facebook to knock them off the platform if they were engaging in activity against the terms of service. But I also tracked the websites that I found people sharing. All of the names that you will see in this column here, F, that are crossed through, bolded, those are profiles that have been removed. I have tracked almost every one of them. But over here on the left, I've tracked the actual websites that they shared. Things like 2020 Trump, blogspot.com. Blogspot blogs are easy to set up, and a whole bunch of them look like this with these clouds and these mountains in the background. And then they just have some content that they've stolen in a lot of places from somewhere else. And what'll happen is I'll track down who shares it, and if they're looking like a fake profile, I'll report them. These were all from the Philippines for 2020 Trump. So I didn't report them because they were their real names, apparently, but just out of Philippines. And Facebook took their profiles down eventually. And we'll find some, like we've been tracking before, that look like this. Arizona News Press. This is a very familiar template to people who have been following Unfakery for a long time. This is a very familiar one. I have seen dozens and dozens of sites use this template. And so when I've done that, I've colored them in sky blue here to keep track of which profiles, the whole, or which websites actually have that and which are probably related. So what I did is I started looking through all of this and to see which sites might have come down. Biza News is one that I've been seeing for a long time, but every one of these profiles has been taken down. They were a Macedonian outfit. Well, Biza News isn't registering anymore. I'm not seeing anything on that site. It's just blank. No error or anything. So what I'll do is I'll mark that through and I'll move that to the bottom of this list so it doesn't get in the way. The Bill O'Reilly site, though, underneath it, it seems to be still intact, even though there's no traffic on it since August. So it's just trying to track through all these. Then I found, again, more of these with the same template. They get to Charlotte Post, and this is what happens at Charlotte Post. Sorry, if you are the owner of this website, please contact your hosting provider. I don't know if they've taken it down themselves, or if not Facebook, but if the internet provider did. But I can cut off. No, it wasn't Cali Post. What am I doing? It was Charlotte Post. So I'm going to mark all the Charlotte posts with that cross through remark that Colorado News seemed intact. But look here, we have Colorado News 9.site and then Colorado Post, Colorado Post.site, and then Colorado Press 91.site. And so all of those were different pages. When I look at Colorado Post.site, I get this. It's the same message. So all the Colorado Post.sites get remarked through. Colorado Press, however, it looks just fine. It's still that same template. We can continue, though, looking through Columbus News. Now, Columbus News 23, Columbus News 21, Columbus News 3, Columbus News 6, Columbus News 22, Columbus News 31, Columbus News 32, Columbus News 35. They had a whole bunch of different sites because if one of them came down, they could grab another one and just keep going. This is what they started to do. And it was pretty interesting, but check this out. Gone. Not there. Columbus News 21, Columbus News 3, gone. Columbus News 6. All of these look like they've been taken down. 22, Columbus News 22, gone. So a whole bunch of Columbus News sites that were being used to track different ones, a whole bunch of these are gone. But not all of them. You can see Columbus Press 91 still there. Something else. We can look a little further down. Conservative Family News was one that kept popping up. But what we get when we get there is this. And these, I didn't have a place. The profiles that were sharing it were clever enough not to be caught being Indian or Pakistani or Macedonian or whatever. But all of the profiles sharing it, all of them gone. All the ones that I found are gone. Looking a little further on, let's see. Florida News Press. I think Florida News Press is still intact. Yep, same template. I just have it zoomed out a bit. But Florida Post right underneath it, which also had that template, sorry, it's gone. So Florida Post gets remarked out. Georgia Daily, look at what they did with that. GeorgiaDaily.site and then GeorgiaDailyPost.site. Georgia Daily gets the sorry. Georgia Daily Post, however, it looks like it's still up. So just these Georgia Dailies get taken down. And then Georgia Daily Post stays up there. Georgia News Press as well. All this is the same people putting these together. They share the same stories on these different sites over and over. It's a thing. So you can look at those. Indiana News Press and Indiana Post, that's another one they tried. Kentucky Press, you know, they've been doing this with these different ones all the time. Maryland Daily, and then Maryland News. I mean, this is the way that they've done it. Then you get to Mesa Press, Michigan News 9, etc. Nebraska Daily. Take a look at Nebraska Daily. See what's going on there. Sorry, again, Nebraska Daily down. Nevada News looks great. Nevada Post 365.site those two, I think those are still intact. So they're still in use by these guys. But what might be happening, I'm not sure, but what might be happening is that Facebook is blocking these sites as they learn about them. And then these guys are taking their sites down because they can't use them anymore on Facebook, and they're not using them anywhere else. Not that I've been able to find, not in any other platforms. So that's pretty interesting. Oregon News Press 36 site, Oregon News Press 51, 52, 99. The first one looks like Oregon News Press is fine. That's a format you've seen before. But then when we get down to Oregon News Press, this one, 99, gone. Just gone. And we can continue down to Phoenix News. We see Phoenix US News. This one looks fine. But I've been tracking so many of these. You can see that they've been building these different sites to take advantage. Phoenix News by itself, 5 is down, but Phoenix News 21 and 24 probably still intact. Yep. And then there's Phoenix News 25, Phoenix News 9, Phoenix News 32, Phoenix News 33, and then we get to Phoenix Post. Phoenix Post, when I look at that one, sorry, again, that same thing. So Phoenix Post, all is just Phoenix Post. There's no numbers involved. This was one of the early ones they built. That one's all gone. But Phoenix USA Post is still up. So again, I don't know if these are taken down from violations or, from their terms of the web hosting or what, but that has happened. Here's Political History. This is an old site from the ones I've been tracking. Again, contact your web hosting provider. Political Poll WDC. This is another one. Gone. All of those just gone. And these were ones that have actually had a lot of traffic. This one hasn't had any traffic since August 31st, and that's the last story I saw posted on it. So that was kind of interesting. And then Politico News. Now this is, again, one of these that was trying to pass itself off as another one, and they got this notice. This notice is what happens when you've been taken down for something like plagiarism. Some of the sites that Martin with Lead Stories had helped to get taken down. He and Christopher Blair had reported some for plagiarism, and this is what you got when you tried to go visit those sites again. So that's a little bit different. Politico News looks like it was trying to pass itself off as Politico, maybe did some plagiarism there, gone. Politics Next Gen, I guess that's supposed to look really hip and now and wow, but all of those are gone. And this is amazing. POTUS Live, POTUS Status, and POTUS Update. These three all appear to be gone. POTUS Live, POTUS Status, and this is just incredible. I have not seen this many sites come down like this since I've been tracking them. Just a host of, dozens. This has to be dozens through here that I'm looking at. Incredible. Here's one that just can't be reached. I don't know if that's a problem on their part, but I put them in italics to check later to see if it comes down. I'm not going to mark them out for that, but this one, gone. React 365, it's over. And you just don't know how many of these stories had been circulated through here. Here we've got Sacramento Press 91. Again, it's the same template. These guys are lazy. They just need to craft something quick and stick it up there so they can start making money. And somebody mentioned to me, and I think it might have been Martin, that all they have to do is make back $10, $15, $20, whatever the hosting cost and the domain name cost is, and then boom, they've made it back and they're fine. So, that's a thing. Here's one that's called Texas Post, and it's gone. Texas Press, though, And I think this is with the same people. Seems to be fine. So we'll mark out all those Texas Post ones. Deplorable Society, that one got taken down. The News Daily, sorry again. So that one comes down. There's just amazing how many of these haven't made it. Here's another one of those Blogspot ones, the Trumpers. And this one is still active. It was posting content yesterday. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that badge up here at the top of my screen. This is my NewsGuard plugin, and I can submit that site for review. They started taking on some of these fake sites. I thought that might have helped. I don't know. But it's something to think about whether that does help. But NewsGuard is that plugin that when I go to these particular sites, it will flash up here what it is that they've rated it. And they're taking a while, I think, to get through all the sites because they're doing such a lot of work around it. Here's Trump MAGA 2020. Blogspot blog has been removed. I don't know who removed it, but it's gone. That's so fascinating. So here's USA for Trump and then US for Trump. Looks like somebody tried to make sure they got whatever they had there. Refused to connect. Site can't be reached. I don't know why, but there it is, remarked out. And you can see over and over again I've had those profiles reported and they've eventually come down. Let's see, USA News Politics. These ones look okay. This one came down a long time ago. Facebook just blocked it, so they couldn't do anything, which is the theory that I had before about what might be happening now. Facebook might have realized, yes, we can block these. Viral News PBS. There is no way you can tell me that that's a legitimate site. Viral News PBS. All of those are gone. And it's about time. Viral Political Daily. Again, same thing. Gone. All of them. But you can't, I don't understand why Viral News PBS would be down, but Viral News ABC site is still up. Just crazy. All right. But there we go. Virginia Press is another one of those with that template you've seen before with the brown, the gray and the brown. Or here we had Waco Post. Waco Post is gone. Sorry. So I can take that one down. And then WDC POTUS. Now look what they had here. Washington News. Washington News 9. Washington News Press 36. Washington News or Washington Post Daily site. Now you would imagine Washington Post Daily would be taken down. There it is. Washington News Post or Washington Post Daily gone. WDC POTUS. Washington, D.C. POTUS, I think is what that stands for. Sorry, all those are gone. And that was shared by a bunch of profiles. And where were they from? Nigeria, Pakistan, Egypt, Africa, Pakistan, India. There's a Bosnia in there somewhere. Oh, no, that's a different one. That's this one. Wisconsin Daily. They tried a Wisconsin Daily. And sorry, that one got taken down too. This has all happened recently, just in the past little while. Wonderful Food website, which was going under American News. Yep. Wonderful Food website is back. Look at that. Some of these aren't gone. I'll have to unitalicize those because I thought those were down. All right. And then World Alerts. This one out of India and Pakistan, suspended. Again, one of those that I've seen for when they've done plagiarism or got caught doing something nefarious like that. All of those came down. There were so many that came down. And it's not that those aren't still going on, because I'll bet they are. Let's pick a group here. Let's go to Tea Party Forum. That was a page, a group page that I've been looking at for a while. And we'll just skim through and see what we find. Let's see. This Keith Hoffman doesn't look suspicious right away. I don't know if this one looks suspicious or not, but 6,200 followers. Could be a political activist, could be a reporter or something, I don't know. But we're just going to scroll through here. Elaine James. Now, Elaine James might or might not be legitimate. I'm not sure, but she's got friends in common with me and saying she's voting. So that's interesting. I'm not seeing the typical double-stacked fake posts here that the Indian and Pakistani networks are very prolific with. I'm just seeing a bunch of not necessarily fake looking profiles. Now, I'm not vouching for the content and the quality of the content in any of these, but just so you know that none of this right here up to now looks inauthentic in terms of fake people seeding content into these groups. I wanted to show you too, here's the NewsGuard warning label here about Breitbart. And it gives you this option here, just in case you want to put this on your computer, the plugin up here, it sits up here, and it will tell you what's wrong with the site based on 9 factors that they've evaluated, and all of it is cited. So when you scroll down and read through everything, there are links to all of it. Ownership, credibility, transparency, the history of the site, all that. So that's just something to note. NewsGuard, that I reported that site for up here earlier, this is what it looks like when you're on social media. It'll show you the badge next to the site name. That was a little sidebar there just to show you. But I'm not seeing the kind of double-decker posts that I had seen before by fakers. And these links don't necessarily look like they're all bad. These look like real people that are conversing in these groups, which is how you would want it to be. Now, it might not be the best environment, the most intellectual conversation of some sort, but you at least want it not to be run through with foreigners, you know, seeding information and trying to push people into, you know, rage, anger, whatever. And we're going to look at this one again. Donald Trump for President 2020 group. Let's see if it's still running. It is. All right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to tool through the group real quick and just see what's here. Again, nothing jumping out that looks inauthentic. It's just a lot of people posting. This is what a normal group would look like that if it were not in, I guess, overrun with fakes. It'd be a lot calmer, I guess, one would think. But yeah, nothing really jumping out. A lot of bait, but not anything jumping out as really super fake and foreign. But what we're also going to do is go to the About tab. When we go to the About tab on the group, we're going to see who's moderating it. There's apparently only a small group here, 1,400 people. But look at the admins. Bojan Kristevsky, I guess, lives in Kumanovo. Kumanovo, where might Kumanovo be? Let's just put it in here. When we look at what comes up on Google, are we going to be surprised? What do you think? Come on, it's got to catch up. Kumanovo, city in the Republic of Macedonia. And what about this guy? Igor, Universitate Metropolitan. Well, let's click on that and find out what that is. Where do you imagine that could be? Beograd? I don't know what Beograd is, but we'll look and see. That is some not English right there. And I think it's in Serbia. That's what I think. Belgrade. I'm right. Look at that. So that's who's running the group called Donald Trump for President 2020. I keep saying that people from other countries are interfering in politics in the United States in these groups for free. Facebook isn't regulating any of that. I just want you to know that it's out there. That's why I've shown those pictures that I did at the beginning of the live feed and showed you these pages that have been taken down that were run out of Kosovo from profiles from Kosovo, all of that. Those are things Facebook's not going to tell you, but we will. I'll show you and I'll prove what I'm saying as I go through with sheets like this. And these worksheets that I'm using with all these sites, with all these pages, all of that is available. If somebody wants to see the link to them, I will make those spreadsheets available. They are publicly available and have been out there for months now, where people have been able to track and use the data that we're collecting. And interestingly, somebody I know who I just met, who is in the veteran protection end of unfaking things, sent me some information that I get to go through in this evening and tomorrow. And I am really excited about that, because I think, like the partnerships that we've made with certain people in the unfaking business, it helps us all grow stronger and get better connected. What we really need is to be able to boost the audience that we're talking to talk to more people who don't necessarily know what we're trying to accomplish or understand the threats that are out there. But there are a lot of them, and I want people to see that. It shouldn't take little old me to dig up and show people that more than a police is run out of Kosovo and Germany. It should be something that Facebook is helping make much more clear. Now, how many pages or how many people liking that page did we see? More Than a Police has 40,000 likes. But you know what? When I go down here at the bottom of this tab here, I have a whole bunch of groups that I've been monitoring and looking into. And then a whole bunch of baby pages. Baby pages that I had the content for to see, wrote down how big they were at the time that I checked them. Walk with Time America had 67 likes on it when I first tagged it in beginning of September. But they finally got taken down. I don't know how many that Sarah showed when she was looking there. We Are an Americans, that page finally went down. These smaller pages, it would behoove us to all know whether these pages were authentic and whether they were coming from somewhere overseas. Some of them are gone already, and I just need to take them and mark through them. But all these newborn pages, I've tried to catch them when they're under 1,000 or close to 1,000, and try to report the pages if I could, or at least display the pages on my Facebook page, on the Unfakery page, just to show people what's going on. Some of these newborn pages are going to grow big, and they're going to get 40,000 supporters before Facebook ends up taking them down. Luckily, this one only is 172 right now, so they've only doubled, really, almost tripled. Awesome animals. I mean, I track a lot of things, but it's interesting to see Facebook is catching some of these small ones, but there are a whole bunch out there that are still, part of this inauthentic behavior stuff. And if we had the ability to see on those pages who's running them, we might be able to, get a better, a better early warning system for people. I don't know how to make that a thing. It's good to see so many of these little pages down. It looks like they are doing their job. But there are so many pages we've been tracking that are still up, that have 250,000 people liking them, etc. So I don't want to see people continue to be fooled by these fakes in Kosovo or India or wherever they might be coming from. I want people to get better, and I don't know how to do that other than to just try to spread the word about unfakery. So that's what I'm asking for you guys to do. That's why I held the live stream here on my channel instead of on the Unfakery page. I need all the help I can get, getting people to like the page, getting people to share the content. We put out great stuff every week to help people get a better idea of what's going on Facebook, to help people learn what is fake and what isn't. In fact, just today we were out debunking, with the help of some people in the original thread, we were debunking this nonsense. This is a picture of oh gosh, Amy Schumer's face on top of a different, some other person's body, doing this, ripping a baby apart covered with blood or something like that. And this, and I apologize for the graphic nature here, avert your eyes, you've been warned. This is where it comes from. And it's just gross and disgusting, but it is not Amy Schumer. And I am so mad at people like this Heather who's been sharing it, who are willing to put this stuff out there that's obviously fake, obviously photoshopped, and make me defend Amy Schumer. That's what I resent so much. Why are people making me defend Amy Schumer? Because this is not Amy Schumer. It is very obviously stolen from this stolen innocence photography. And again, this is disgusting and it's nasty, and I cannot imagine the point behind doing it, but it's not Amy Schumer. And there's a special place in hell for people who are making me defend folks like Al Sharpton and Amy Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and stuff like this. I just want people to be mad at the right folks, not the people that are shoved in front of your face with a cheap Photoshop just to gin up some anger that's useful to them in front of an election or something. I want people to think about the real causes of the real things that are going on, not this made up crap, not this junk that is completely fake and just arguing on the margins of stupid things. There are real serious issues out there that we should be talking about and solving and trying to work together toward, and this does not help. I've had just about enough of trying to defend really reprehensible people, because pretty reprehensible people that are allied with me in some manner on the rightward end of the spectrum produce things like this and put it out there as true. It's disgusting. And of course, there are a lot of people who are really bad at telling the truth from fakery. And that's why I'm here. That's what I'm trying to do, is give people hints to get the low-hanging fruit, maybe. The stuff you can absolutely tell, like this, is photoshopped. You can look at this and be really clear that it's not this. And you can search on that image and come up with the original. If you did it long enough and were a little bit diligent, you could find this out there and know that it was fake. But some people really don't have an affinity for the truth. They have an agenda, and they like to manipulate people with stuff like this because, again, short-term win. But what does it do to us when there's a steady stream, a continuous drip, drip, drip of people being fed this stuff? Amy Schumer's bad enough. You do not need to make up any crap about Amy Schumer. She does her own job of making herself look bad. So if you catch this stuff, send it to us. Let us put together a GIF. And what happens when we do that, we put that out, and then when you go searching on Google for something that you want to debunk, we get a GIF in there, and it'll hit top of the videos because it will get rapidly a lot of views. And just a couple hundred views will get an unfakery GIF in Google search when you search on a particular topic. So that's why we need your help. Again, like the page, send it to your friends, tell people about it. When you see content that's going around that's fake, send it to us so we can do some kind of treatment on it, make it easy to explain to people. Every time we do a debunk, we have a bunch of text underneath it. Any video that we've got, we put down the links, we source it, we tell you where we found the information, and we show you how you can do it too. So you may not be the person who falls for fakery, but I guarantee you know people who do. So help us out. Send people our way. Try to share some of the content that we have so people can see what's going on, can see how to better navigate this space, and help us grow. We've gotten a good number, over 20 likes this week, just this week, but we're still at 1,700. Did you see how those pages were so big and huge? They had 20, 30, 40,000 likes. We need that kind of traffic to make an impact, to make a serious impact. So help us do that. Thank you guys for coming tonight. Hopefully next week. Oh, no, next week there will not be a live troll hunt on Tuesday. It is election day. Nobody will be watching anything on election night that has to do with fakery like this. And B, I'll be running the election in my precinct, so I will not be available to do a live troll hunt. So anyway, thank you guys for coming. Thanks for spreading the word. Please get out there and support us and help us grow this number so that we can do so much better. Thank you for everything, guys. We'll talk to you next week.